Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Science and Coffee. Today, we embark on a thrilling journey into the fascinating world of study and uncover the scientific secrets behind unlocking your full potential. Whether you are a student, a professional, or simply someone hungry for knowledge, this video is for you. So grab a pen and paper because we are diving deep into the science behind study. So recently, we have started a series about science behind skin, study, and health. Make sure you subscribe to Science and Coffee by pressing the bell icon. You won't miss another awesome video that we have uploaded. So let me explain about myself firstly. I am Yugandhar, I'm a 20-year-old Bachelor of Science student majoring in biotechnology. So without any further delay, let's get started. So this video is actually of two parts. Where the part 1 I will explain about the book written by Dr. Julia Shah. What does that book actually tells you? And the second part I will explain how can you manage your time while studying. Well, who is Dr. Julia Shah? Dr. Julia Shah is a psychologist and author who has dedicated her career to understanding the intricacies of memory and human behavior. She is the author of the acclaimed book Unlocking Your Potential, The Science of Effective Studying. Dr. Shah's research and expertise shed light on science-backed strategies that can enhance our learning and help us reach our goals. So, in her book, Dr. Shah explores the fascinating concept of cognitive biases that can influence our learning experiences. So, what are these biases? So, these biases are such as illusion of competence or the confirmation biases can hinder effective studying. So, again, what is illusion of competence? The illusion of competence occurs when people think they know more than they do. For example, a student might have taken a class in a subject previously and done well, and therefore he or she feels like they can spend less time studying for a class in a similar subject. It can hinder their effective studying session. By understanding these biases, we can identify them in ourselves and adopt strategies to mitigate their impact, ultimately improving our learning outcomes. And also, Dr. Shah's book also dives into memory techniques that can supercharge our learning. She explores methods like visualization, chunking, and mnemonics, which have been scientifically proven to enhance memory and retention. By incorporating these techniques in our studying routines, we can maximize our ability to recall information when it matters most. The aspect Dr. Shah emphasizes in her book is the importance of metacognition, which is the ability to think about our thinking. By engaging in self reflection, monitoring our progress, and evaluating our learning strategies, we can identify areas for improvement and make necessary adjustments. This metacognitive approach empowers us to become more effective learners. So finally, the impact of psychology on study success. So Dr. Julia Shah expertise in psychology sheds light on how our mindset and emotions impact our study success. She delves into the topics such as motivation, self-discipline, and managing stress. By understanding the psychological factors at play, we can develop strategies to overcome obstacles and create an optimal study environment and that fosters growth and also achievement. So, we have had the privilege of exploring the science behind study, enriched by the insights of the psychologist and author Dr. Julia Shah. Her book, Unlocking Your Potential, The Science of Effective Studying, offers a treasure trove of knowledge and practical strategies that can revolutionize the way we approach learning. By embracing cognitive biases, harnessing memory techniques, engaging in metacognition, and understanding the psychological aspects, we can unlock the full potential as learners. Okay, now we'll learn what does the book of Dr. Julia Shah explains. Now let me explain in simple 4 segments how you can study effectively. So to understand effective study techniques, we must first grasp the fundamentals of the learning process. Learning is not a passive act, it is an active act. It involves an active engagement of our brain. See, our brain consists of billions of neurons that communicate through synapses, commonly a type of electricity, creating connections and pathways that leads to neuroplasticity. These connections are the basis of learning and memory. One crucial technique backed by scientific research is spaced repetition. It involves reviewing information at increasing intervals over time. This technique takes advantage of the brain's ability to reinforce memories by strengthening the neural connections associated with the learned material. By spacing out review sessions, we optimize our retention and recall capabilities. So taking an interval break of 5 minutes between a 30 minutes of studying session or a 20 minutes of break between 1 hour studying session can increase the retention capability of our brain. Have you ever noticed that simply rereading your notes doesn't always lead to effective learning? That's where active recall comes in. It's the process of actively retrieving information from memory rather than passively reviewing it. That's what Dr. Julia shows in her book. Techniques like flashcards, practice questions, and teaching concepts to others promote active recall, strengthening our neural connections and also improving long term retention of what you have learned. And finally, the segment 4, which is chunking and organization, were explained in the book and by Dr. Julia Shah. So our brain has a limited capacity for processing information at once. So chunking is a technique that allows us to organize and also group information into meaningful clusters or patterns. By breaking down complex concepts into smaller, manageable parts, we can make it easier for our brain to absorb and retain information, utilizing visual aids and also mind maps. Well, let's recall everything what we have learned in this video. We explored the science behind effective study techniques. Learning is an active process that involves the information of neural connections in our brain. Two key techniques supported by research are spaced repetition and active recall. Spaced repetition involves reviewing information at increasing intervals over time to optimize retention and recall. Active recall, on the other hand, involves actively retrieving information from memory through techniques like flashcards and practice questions. Additionally, utilizing chunking and organization strategies such as breaking down complex compounds or concepts into smaller parts enhances our brain's ability to absorb and retain the information more effectively. So, by understanding and implementing these science-backed techniques, we can revolutionize our study habits and boost our learning outcomes. And that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you got some valuable information from our side. And please make sure to subscribe to Science and Coffee and wait for another awesome video in the next week where we will be back with another science stuff. Thank you so much.